This is one of our last nights here in the Old City. It has been an amazing stay. One of the things with the Old City is you never know what's going to be happening and when it's going to be happening. To give you an idea of where we're at, so this is the road coming from Jaffa Gate. That is Jaffa Gate right there, which is one of the main entrances into the Old City. If you come here as a tourist, you're coming in that way. And like I said, we're right on the corner of the Armenian Quarter. There's just stuff happening here all the time. And you can see there's people there, there's people around us. You will have wedding processions, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, uh, all sorts of different celebrations. One of the things that groups here come in called birthright groups. They're basically groups of young people from outside the country that come in to tour the country, just like tourists do, except they're young people, and they're basically showing them their heritage. So it's quite an entertaining spot. One of the things you may notice with that street is it's pretty narrow. You will see there's people walking along there. There are actually shops down below us, right along the street here. Armenian Quarter, they sell pottery and ceramics and just beautiful things. But if you notice, there's cars there too, and there's not a lot of room for those cars, let alone pedestrians. So sometimes it is a matter of taking turns here and navigating the narrow streets. If you get up just a little bit more by Tower of David, which is that big old tower right there, uh, the street is much wider. It does open up. There's a number of shops there. If you do ever come to the Old City, don't shop at those first shops. Maybe get a bottle of water, but in all honesty, those are going to be the most expensive shops because of the very first ones that tourists encounter. And tourists are all like, "Oh, hey, let's buy right away," and they spend way more than they should. We've gotten to know a couple of the shopkeepers there pretty well by name, and so we can cut some nice deals. But it's not something you're going to be able to do on a regular basis. I know I did talk in one of my videos about how to get the best deal, but small talk. Don't be afraid to take some time and share and hear from them and get to know them a little bit. It will go better for you when it comes down to negotiations. Uh, there are some wonderful eateries here as well. Lots of shawarma, lots of schnitzel, lots of falafel. So you can find those in abundant supply. It's funny because you also find a lot of hamburgers and a lot of pizza. Pizza is a little different than in the States. You can get a nice pizza with vegetables on it, typically like olives, and they've got all sorts of olives here. So if you're thinking the black olives like we get in the States, good luck. Those are hard to find. But green olives, blue olives, purple olives, and all sorts of things. They do have black olives here, but they taste different. They're not the same kind of olive. Uh, and then just a light tomato paste, and it's a different blend of cheese. It is a white cheese, but it's not mozzarella. But it still tastes pretty similar. And it's not unusual to get corn pizza here. Corn pizza is popular, and believe it or not, it actually tastes pretty good. First time I ever heard of corn pizza, I was like, "What? That's just wrong." But it actually it works, surprisingly enough. Uh, One thing to keep in mind: you are not going to find cheese and meat together. Part of that is because all the shops here work hard to stay kosher. They have to be certified on a regular basis that they are kosher. So there's different things that means. One of them is when they serve meat, it affects how the animals that were slaughtered. But in particular, one of the biggest things for us is there's no pork of any kind, so no bacon. And then it also means that cheese and meat do not go together. One of the funniest, for me at least, examples of this is if you go to McDonald's. They do have a few McDonald's here, and you will have one part of McDonald's that has the hamburgers and the fries and the chicken sandwiches, and then separated from it, they can ring it up at the same register, scooter, but separated from it is the dairy area where they have the milkshakes and the McFlurries, and the two do not mix. You'll have Usually it's a separate employee getting those things ready. So you ring it up at the register, and then if you're getting dairy, you walk over to the dairy side, and if you're waiting for burger, you stay on the one side. So they don't mix. So no cheeseburgers. Uh, can't find them. Well, I shouldn't say that. There is a way to get a cheeseburger here. They do have what vegan cheese, which means there's no actual dairy in it. That is okay. They will put that on top of burgers. The one other thing that you can get cheese and meat sort of mixed is on eggs. So you can blend chicken, you can blend eggs and cheese, because the reason they have this is there is a passage in the Old Testament that they use, that they are basing it on, where the phrase basically says, "You shall not cook a calf in its mother's milk." And so this is an extreme way to make sure that they don't do that by ever mixing beef in particular and dairy. So that's the reason behind it. But it means tacos. So you can't find corn tortillas like we're used to. They don't exist here. If you buy something that says corn tortilla, it's half wheat or flour. So a little bit different, but you don't see taco seasoning. Lettuce here, there's no iceberg lettuce. It's all romaine. Uh, Tomatoes, oh gosh, tomatoes are so good compared to the States. Cheddar can be hard to find. They do have some cheddar cheese. They got a lot of other different cheeses. But if you're wanting cheddar for your tacos, it's going to be tough to find it. Uh, there are places you can find it. The best place I found it actually was down by Galilee in Magdal. There's a beautiful grocery store there that's used to catering to tourists from all over. They had cheddar, good cheddar. So, uh, and then again, olives. Sour cream is easy to find. But if you're used to making tacos like American tacos, you won't find them at any restaurant because sour cream and cheese don't go on meat, on the beef. Uh, there is a place here in Jerusalem that does tacos. Think kind of like a street taco, and they're really good. They actually make fresh, full corn tortillas out of masa. This guy's going to be loud. That's what you're hearing. And I don't know how he's going to fit up here because there's a little tunnel. Oh, it's a train. It's a choo-choo. There you go. So this is the tourist train. It parks up at Jaffa Gate, and it will actually take you on a tour of the old city and the down city of David. And they've actually got people on it. Good for them. But I don't know how they don't scrape the walls there, because oh my gosh, they're like inches. Anyways, where was I? Oh, so this taco place actually makes their own corn tortillas out of corn masa. They import the masa, and so if you ever want to buy tortillas, you can buy just tortillas there. They're like $1.50 a tortilla. Whew. So, but that's the one place. And again, street tacos, no cheese on everything. But food is good though. It was funny. We were in Cyprus for a week, and interesting. The food there, we were in North Cyprus on the Turkish side. It was very bland, very blah. And we got back here, and the first meal, we're like, this is the best food we've had in a week. Because the food here is so good. The fruits are fresh, the veggies are really fresh. Just a lot of good food. So, I'm trying to think what else is kind of unique about here. You do actually have restaurants you can barter and dicker for your food, although that's unusual. Generally, those are fixed. Tipping. So many of the restaurants, if it's table service, you can tip. Coffee cafes and bars, you do tip, but it's not as much as in the States. So in the States, I'm used to tipping 20, 25%. That's just how I do. Uh, Here, a good tip is a little over 10%. 10% is an average tip. That's a nice tip. So if you really want to bless somebody, you're tipping them 20, 25%, they know one of two things. Either they did an outstanding job and you're very happy for them, or you're a tourist without a clue what the tipping rate is. So just something to keep in mind there. But yes, tipping does happen here. So be prepared to tip. Taxi drivers, bellhops. Oh, taxi drivers. There's something else. So there's a couple ways to get a taxi. You can flag one down. Don't flag one down because then you're having to negotiate for the price. If they don't tell you the price up front, then you're kind of stuck in a taxi paying whatever they want. There are actually apps that you can use to page a taxi on the app, and the app will quote the price to you. They pick you up where you say that you are in the app. That is the best way to get a taxi, is to use the app or call the actual taxi company. But don't flag one down. It's not going to go well for you. But you can see there's all sorts of people here. Uh, so various things that we've seen. We had an Armenian wedding that we got to see. We caught just the tail end of that. That was really cool. Here's the clip of that with the bride walking down the street. And I love her little strutting as she goes. We have seen the Armenians returning from Church of the Holy Sepulchre and marching along almost like a little parade. That was pretty cool. This is their seminary students there. And then we hear all sorts of conversations and things. One of our very first nights here, we heard a group outside our window, apparently a husband and a wife, and they were having issues. And the wife was yelling at her husband, "Not sorry, not sorry, not sorry." Never did find out what that was. But yeah, just a very unique place, very fun place. So if you get a chance to stay in the old city, do it. Be prepared for noise all night because people do come in and make lots of noise. And I don't know if party is the right word, but they do come and go all hours, heading down to the wall, synagogues, shopping, eating. Depending upon where you are, things are open at different hours. And Jaffa Gate, yeah, Jaffa Gate is always busy. I hope you've enjoyed this look at food and some of the unique things in the old city. Would love to hear your opinions. Would love to hear your feedback. Let me know what you think. And we're heading back to the States here in a couple of days, but I still got lots of stuff to show you and talk about. So can't wait to share. Thank you so incredibly much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe too. Thanks so much. God bless.